Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Thank you for tuning into the 2020 AAPME Awards ceremony. Today, we'll announce the winners of this year's submission. The AAPME Awards are organized by the International Federation of Landscape Architects Asia Pacific region and normally announced during the gala dinner of the annual meeting. My name is Cyril, and I will be your host for the duration of this program. Please stay tuned till the end to see the listing of all winners of 2020. Today, we're coming to you from a studio here in Singapore, in the office of the IFLA Asia Pacific Region Secretariat. As we all know, the pandemic has caused a lot of disruption on our workplace and family life, and we wish everyone well in these challenging times. In our recent board meeting, our country member Malaysia, IFLA, reported that they intend to welcome all of us to Penang in 2021 instead of 2020, which is exciting news for everyone, and we are looking forward to a grandiose experience. Penang is indeed a gorgeous island that offers the right environment for all of us to come together again. Right now, it gives me great pleasure to invite our President of IFLA Asia Pacific Region to say a few words.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the IFLA Asia Pacific Region, I'm so pleased to see the increased participation this year again in the AAPME Awards 2020. AAPME Awards welcome entries from Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. This year, the focus was resilience. Building resilience is a continual process. There are many different areas of focus and challenge within the resilience, which are reflected award category of this year. Some of these categories also aim to focus the integrate the process and outcome that landscape architects have to support. Protect the strengths during the process of building resilience in our cities and our environment. With record number of submissions, you all exceeded our expectation. We had to enroll 18 judges in order to review all the entries. As one of the judges myself, I have been impressed by the excellent projects submitted and found it inspiring to review them. It was so difficult to judge because of the quality was so high each other, but I really enjoy working together. I would like to thank you for Damien Tan, who had started this award, and it was a great contribution to the Society of Landscape Architects, and it's really widened the possibility of our profession. And I would like to thank my fellow judges for their support and all the landscape architects who had submitting their works. Thank you very much.
The AAPME Awards 2020 cover submissions from Africa, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East, and is supported in conjunction with IFLA Africa and IFLA Middle East. This is the second time the awards are taking place, and it has been another success with a new record set by the number of submissions reaching 280 projects. This year's theme is Global Call for Resilience, which symbolizes our role in the fight against climate change and other global impacts. The COVID-19 pandemic is another accelerator emphasizing the need to be part of the prevention management. We recognize that any submission takes many hours of preparation on your side, and we are indeed grateful for the effort you have made. We have received some wonderful projects and appreciate everyone involved in putting these together. Of course, we are here to honor the work done by our landscape architects. but we'll come to them in a moment. These awards could not have been made possible without the help of our panel of prestigious judges. A total of 18 judges were involved in this year's awards. There were 2 judging rounds in total, which took several weeks to complete with a volume of submissions. Allow me now to thank our judges on behalf of IFLA Asia Pacific region for their time and dedication to select the most outstanding projects of 2020. Let me now introduce our judges to all of you. Armin Parhizi Rad, Brad Coombs, Carrie Duncan, Damien Tang, Daniel Aldrich, Hee Lee Min, Takano Fumiaki, Gareth Doherty, Kwang Yu Wang, Mike Barthelme, Misato Uehara, Namchai Sainsupa, Lee Seong, Ricardo Riveros, Ronnie Tan, Sang Seok Lee, Saurabh Gaidani, Sean Walsh. This award round has 2 groups, Built and Analysis and Master Planning. This year's awards has 9 categories. All awards have been submitted per category. These were in order of submissions: Culture and Traditions, Economic Viability, Flood and Water Management, Food Security and Production Systems, Heat Islands and Fire Resistance, Natural Disasters and Weather Extremes, Energy Supply and Transmission, Social and Community Health, Wildlife, Biodiversity, Habitat Enhancement or Creation. Before we start with the first category, we have asked some of the judges to share with us their observations on this year's submissions.
I would like to tell you that the theme of the call seems to me very necessary for the current problem facing humanity and to contribute from landscape architecture with a quality and viable proposal.
Their brilliant works depict a better world, not in fictional, but in real and practical way. In order to meet challenges of our changing world, we need to utilize insights, recognizing the complexities of the landscape and taking into account dynamic interaction of cultural and natural components.
I was very impressed not just with the overall quality of the proposals, and I learned a lot, especially about the integration of concerns over climate change, people and the environment. In fact, the integration of these 3 areas is of critical importance for landscape architects. So too is the act of imagination. While design is increasingly called upon to address issues of global urgency, let's not forget the ability of the imagination to imagine alternative ways of living. By imagining alternative futures, we have the ability to change the future.
As a jury of the 2020 AAPME Awards, the quality and number of entries in all categories are good evidence, demonstrates the vitality and diversity of landscape architecture, and helps to raise landscape architecture professional profile in our regions.
It reflects the landscape architecture has become an important green method to solve complex urban problems. Generally speaking, the competition works reflect the improvement of landscape architecture planning and design standards in the Asia Pacific region in recent years.
And I was particularly interested to see how people incorporate and utilize distinct culture and their designs. As you know, the ASEAN region has been influenced by the wide variety of the culture and institutions throughout a long history.
Some of the projects stood out from others because they not only had a very high standard of graphics and illustrations in common with other entries, but also they possessed a refined and a sophisticated sense of design with well-resolved spatial form, circulation patterns within carefully crafted three-dimensional volumes.
Landscape architecture is critical to our society in terms of climate change and COVID pandemic, and public health is really looking to landscape architects of the world to deliver exceptionally good results, to assist their ease in these troubled times. And we've done an exceptionally good job this year of showing the strength and character of our profession.
This year's submissions were incredibly impressive. I really liked the way many of them integrated both a physical infrastructure element with a recognition of the importance of this social infrastructure, whether it was using the space for recreation or for education, or even just the space for contemplation. I really appreciated that almost all the architectural teams had a strong recognition of the need to integrate those two elements of life in a world where climate change is increasingly impacting everyday life. So I found most of the impressions here to be incredibly good ones.
Before we move on, in line with this year's theme, Global Call for Resilience, I have one final question for Daniel. What thoughts and advice do you have for landscape architects regarding design for climate, social, or ecological resilience projects?
Almost every project needs to have an element of the future, where we have a recognition that our world is changing around us, and that to successfully fight climate change, we need to integrate the physical infrastructure where we spend our time and recreate and engage each other with the social infrastructure of society. That's education for children and for ourselves. It's interaction with nature and with each other. It's place to contemplate, to step back from the world. So as long as we continue to design with a recognition of those two elements, that is to say the social and physical infrastructure, I think we'll have successful architecture. That architecture that's only about the physical, designing a beautiful building or a spot without recognizing the needs for use or the interactions with society, I think those would be ones with less use to us. So my advice would be to continue to engage those two worlds, the physical and social infrastructure.
We would like to thank all our judges for your comments, and thank you once again for your efforts in analyzing all the submissions this year. Are we ready to start with the first category? We are? Let's go! The first category is Analysis and Master Planning. The outstanding awards are Project Name, Bidadari Estate Green and Blue Master Plan. Landscape Architect, Rambo Studio, Dressetel, Singapore. Client, HDB, Housing and Development Board, National Parks Board, and Public Utilities Board. Judges' citation for outstanding design concept that masterfully interlinks innovative water-sensitive design principles into a coherent master plan, embracing good use of local ecosystems. Outstanding award, Project Name, Nature as Leverage to Lead Coastal Urban Development in Shenshan Special Cooperation Zone, Shenzhen, China. Landscape Architect, MLA Plus, and OCRA. Landscape Architects and IBR. Client Name, Planning and Natural Resources Bureau of Shenzhen Municipality, Shenshan Special Cooperation Zone Management Commission. Judges' citation for highly detailed consideration of climate resilience concepts that recognizes the complex conditions of the site and in response strives to mitigate, integrate, and adapt to the landscape through its design framework. Outstanding award, Project Name, Regeneration Code of Rural Micro-Wetland, Inheritance and Innovation of Guanwan Beitang Wetland based on nature education. Landscape Architect, Cheng Ye Engineering Project Management Company Limited, Hebei. Client, Ren Country Urban Management Bureau. Judges' citation for comprehensive, high-sensitive ecological approach that deals with major challenges leading to a well-integrated and all-encompassing solution. Excellent awards. Project name, Back to Health, Wuhan Blue-Green Infrastructure Network Planning along the Yangtze River. Landscape Architect, Huazhong University of Science and Technology. Client name, Wuhan Natural Resources and Planning Bureau. Excellence Award. Project name, Dragon Skin River, the ecological spine of Xi'an. Landscape Architect, GVL Gossamer. Client, Shanxi Xixian New Area Development Company Group Limited. Excellence Award. New biotope designed for public space of Tianhai Cooperation Zone, Shenzhen, China. Landscape Architect, Layout Planning Consultants Company Limited, Lola Landscape Architects. Client, Shenzhen Tianhai Development and Investment Holding Company Limited. Excellence Award. Pasir Ris and Tampines Wafer Fab Landscape Master Plan. Landscape Architect, National Parks Board. Client, National Parks Board, Singapore. Excellence Award. Punggol North Shore District Landscape Master Plan, a biophilic district designed for greater environment, health and human well-being. Landscape Architect, HDB Building and Research Institute Landscape Design Office. Client, HDB. Excellence Award, Thammasat Secondary School. Landscape Architect, Landscape Studio by Arsom Slip. Client, Sakon Nakhon Provincial Office of Tourism and Sports. Excellence Award, The 50 Plan, Revival of 50 Abandoned Spaces in Guangzhou. Client, Guangzhou Municipal Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau. Honorable mentions, Age-Friendly Community, Improving Health Equity in Community Outdoor Environment. Honorable mention, application of the Resilient Development Vision in the overall process of macro-scale urban planning. Development Strategy Research in Suqian City. Honorable mentions, Blue Symbiosis, Urban Design for the Coastal Area of Shenzhen Special Cooperation Zone. Honorable mentions, Building Coastal Resilience. Honorable mention, City of Elmina Master Plan. Honorable mention, Constructive Detailed Planning of Karame Forest Park, Xinjiang, China. Honorable mention, Coastal Planning of Xiaomeisha, Shenzhen. Honorable mention, Danan Forest Park Re-Story Plan. Honorable mention, Detailed Master Planning of Liangchuo Historic Area in Fuzhou, China. Honorable mention, From Confrontation to Synergy, Ecological Restoration Planning for Rainforests in Lanyang Town, Danzhou City. Honorable mention, From Industrial Brownfield to Urban Poor Greenbelt, Landscape Renovation Design of Jingnan Iron and Steel Plant. Honorable mention, Geminate, Urban's Ingenious Gazebo. Honorable mention, Into Yantian, Shenyang Road Landscape Improvement Project, Yantian, Shenzhen, China. Honorable mention, Landscape as Social Communication, Shejidao, Landscape Plan. Honorable mention, Landscape Design of Garden Corridors in Nanfan Science and Technology City, Sanya, Hainan Province, China. Honorable mention, Life Ecology Growth, Ecological Wetland, Resilient Riverfront Park and Coastal Belt at Yazhou Bay, Sanya, China. Honorable mention, Micro Regeneration of Public Spaces in Ardingmen District, Beijing. Honorable mention, Mont Choisy Smart City. Honorable mention, Natural Resilience Revitalizes Millennium Scenery. Plan for Shayenzhou Scenic Spot of Zaya. Honorable mention, Reconnect Nature and City. Planning, Design and Management of Habitat Network in Yueyang, China. Honorable mention, Recreating SMILE Waterfront for Xingzhou. Honorable mention, Resilient Planning of Wenyu River Ecological Corridor in Beijing, China. Honorable mention, Responsive Green Landscape Axis, Beijing Daxing Airport Noise Resettlement Boulevard Landscape Master Plan Phase 2. Honorable mention, Rivervale Shore, Green and Blue Landscape Implementation Master Plan, Singapore. Honorable mention, Sanyan Wetland, Urban Park Planning for Sustainable Development of Ecology, Life and Production. Honorable mention, Slow Down Oasis Ecosystem Degradation, Ecological Restoration Planning for Wuwei. Honorable mention, Sustainable Future for the Growing Eco Park, Park City Development and Construction Planning of Sino-German Eco Park in Qing. Honorable mention, Taiwan Connection 1908, Taichung Skyway Design, reborn of the Centennial Railway, 1908 to 2018. Honorable mention, the Dark Line, an eco-historical bikeway between Mutan and the Keelung River Gorge, through the old San Tiaoling Tunnel. Honorable mention, the Eco Leisure Park in Xi'an. Honorable mention, Wok Lane Neighborhood, green urbanism of interconnected communities through sensitive ecological design. Our next category is culture and traditions. The outstanding awards are Reviving the West Taipei at the historical North Gate Node, Mitsui Plaza Landscape Design, Jiao Pai Plaza. Landscape Architect, DA Vision Design, Michelle and Michael Landscape Architects. Client, Construction Office, New Taipei City Government. Judges' citations, for a richly textured project that works across scales and is consistent with the historical layer, creating a range of spatial experiences and interplay between landscape and users that is poetic. Outstanding Award, Sakura Machi Kumamoto. Landscape Architect, Nikken Senkei Limited. Client, Kumamoto Sakura Machi Redevelopment Company. Judges' citation, for outstanding contextual considerations at both building and district scale. The gestures are elegant and simple, achieving a paradigm-changing project that ties in nicely with the nearby Kumamoto Castle. Excellence Awards. A cultural landscape renovation of Junzhuang Village in Beijing. Landscape Architect, ACOM. Client, China Vanker Company Limited. Excellence Award. Changqi Stadium Bamboo Corridor. Landscape Architect, Atelier CNS. Client, Government of Lupao Town, Foshan. Excellence Award. Hanging Gardens, Suture Trauma, Rebuild Daily Life. Landscape Architect, Guangzhou SPI Design Company Limited. Client, Zoina Land. Excellence Award. New Life for Xin Ying Railway Green Corridor Design. Landscape Architect, DA Vision Design, Michelle and Michael Landscape Architects. Client, Construction Office, New Taipei City Government. Excellence Awards, The Noble Garden, Nanjing, China. Landscape Architect, Shanghai Lauren Landscape Design Company Limited. Client, China Vanke Company Limited. Excellence Awards, Xing Xing Zen Cultural Tourism Town, Yunfu, Guangdong, China. Landscape Architect, GVL. Client, Guangdong Guangyu Group. Honorable mention, a robustly built God World pattern in the south of the Yangtze River water town, design of Xinghu Park in Daxing Town, Zhangjiagang City. Honorable mention, Changli Grape Town, Hebei, China. Honorable mention, Cultural Impress, the design of entrance square of Dragon Valley Tea Village in Hangzhou, China. Honorable mention, development of sensitive areas inheriting mountain stone culture, mining and metallurgical culture. Landscape design of Huangshi Stone Forest Square. Honorable mention, Expo 2019 Beijing Outdoor Exhibition, Beijing Garden Design Project. Honorable mention, Jiancheng Circle Plaza. Honorable mention, Jianfa Manor and Lingnan Gardens, Guangzhou, Guangdong, China. Honorable mention, Jiuhuashan Hanyuelou Resort and Spa, Chizhou, Anhui. Honorable mention, landscape gentrification of the Shougang Steel Plant. Honorable mention, Liangshan Ethnic Culture and Art Center, Torch Square. Honorable mention, modern flexible expression of intangible cultural heritage, Qingze Garden of the Third Garden Exposition in Hebei Province, China. Honorable mention, Old City, New Vibrancy, protection and utilization of Xiamen Historical and Cultural Block in Guangzhou, China. Honorable mention, Play Garden for Yuecheng Kindergarten. Honorable mention, Sophia Hills, Singapore. Honorable mention, Symphony of the City, Tingjiang Zuo'an Art Center, Dadukou, Diaoyuzui Peninsula, Chongqing, China. Honorable mention, the Meizhou Cultural Park. Honorable mention, Xiake Island Ecological Park, Jiangsu, China. IFLA Asia Pacific region wants to encourage the next generation of landscape architects. Here's a short message just for you. Those are interesting developments. But right now, let's move on with the rest of the program. Next category, economic viability. Outstanding awards are Connecting Human with Nature, Longhua Green Ring, Shenzhen, Guangdong, China. Landscape Architect, Layout Planning Consultants Company Limited. Client, Longhua Government. Judges citation for exemplary landscape concept and strategies on connecting people back to the environment through the blue-green infrastructure. A project that surely will inspire many cities in the Asia-Pacific to follow. Outstanding Award, Nodule Island, Interactive Transformation for Urban Resilience. Landscape Architect, Dong Sim Wong Landscape Architects. Client, Seoul Metropolitan Government. Judges citation for demonstrating a holistic approach and programming that greatly considers the natural ecosystem, showing detailed understanding of the principles of resilience. Excellence Awards. A Walkable River, a Livable Village. River Landscape Design of Sihe Village. Landscape Architect, Beijing Tsinghua Tonghen Urban Planning and Design Institute. Client, the People's Government of Xinxian County. Excellence Award, Renewal of Micro-Green Space. Landscape Architect, Beijing Beiling Landscape Architecture Institute Company Limited. Client, Shitingsan Landscape Bureau. Excellence Award, Xuhui Runway Park, Shanghai, China. Landscape Architect, Sasaki Associates Incorporated. Client, Shanghai Xuhui Waterfront Development Investment Construction Company Limited. Honorable mentions: Achieving Rural Revitalization with Agricultural Landscape Planning. Honorable mention: Beijing Fuchengmeng Inner Street Environmental Improvement Project, Phase 1. Honorable mention: Beitou Ecological Park Project. Honorable mention: Changli Grapetown, Hebei, China. Honorable mention: Feng River Eco Park Phase 1, Xixian New Area, Shanxi, China. Honorable mention: Greater Wangjing Technology Business Central Park, Starry Wangjing Green Corridor. Honorable mention: Hebei Garden Expo Park as an engine for urban development. Honorable mention: Hot Spring Resort in Shaoxing, Zhejiang, China. Honorable mention: Landscape Development of Alishan Highway, Taiwan Provincial Highway Number 18 Project. Honorable mention: Landscape Gentrification of Shougang Steel Plant. Honorable mention: Lunping Cultural Landscape Park. Honorable mention: Mangala Resort and Spa, Gambang, Pahang, Malaysia. Honorable mention: Play Garden for Yuecheng Kindergarten. Honorable mention: Sanjiaochi Waterfront Urban Revitalization of Haikou Old Downtown Core. Honorable mention: Streetscape Gentrification for Lenovo Tech Park. Honorable mention: Tang Town in Tangyu Town, Meixian County, Baoji City, Shanxi Province, China. Honorable mention: the third Hebei Xingtai Garden Expo Park Planning Design, Hebei, China. Honorable mention: the Regeneration Transforming Project starting from the schools. An example of Keelong Chenkong Elementary School. Honorable mention: the Wawu Mountains Road to Happiness. Exploration of a landscape approach to rural tourism and development in Liyang City, China. Next category, flood and water management. The outstanding awards are Chulalongkorn University, Centenary Park, Bangkok, Thailand. Landscape Architects, Land Process. Client, Thammasat University. Judges citation for demonstrating exemplary use of space for creating a flood-proof park with a variety of landscapes. People-powered aeration for the water, making it a good model for social ecological parks in an urban setting. Outstanding Award, showcasing Yellow River Watershed Eco-Management through Wei Liu Floodplain Resilient Design. Landscape Architect, Yi Fang Ecoscape. Client, Municipal Government of Weicheng District. Judges citation for exceptional way of reinvigorating a natural ecosystem, highlighting the larger ecology of the river and its relationship to the city, creating a recreational space for the community to interact with nature. Excellence Awards. Green Wetland Paradise on the giant rooftop of the grey infrastructure, the Wetland Park in Beijing, Huifang Water Reclamation Point. Landscape Architect, Beijing Tsinghua Tonghen Urban Planning and Design Institute. Client, Beijing Drainage Group Company Limited. Excellence Awards, Systematic Thinking, Beijing Future Science City Riverside Park Design. Landscape Architect, Beijing Tsinghua Tonghen Urban Planning and Design Institute. Client name, Beijing Future Science City Development Group. Excellence Awards, The Return of Bai Ying River. Landscape Architect, Shenzhen Renhao Engineering Design, Chongqing University. Client, Yantai Planning Bureau Branch of Economic and Technological Development Zone. Excellence Awards, Zilang Park, Nantong, PR, China. Landscape Architect, ACOM. Client, Development and Construction Management Office of Central Innovation District of Nantong. Honorable mentions: from abandoned golf course to urban park for collecting rainwater, Dongxiaokou Recreation Park, Beijing. Honorable mentions: Hongshan Lake Civil Park, Hongshan Lake Road, Xisiu District, Anshun, Guizhou, China. Honorable mention: resilient landscape of 3 rivers that change the urban areas, Weifang. Honorable mention: the blue-green barrier to urban flooding, the second Hebei Province Garden Expo project in Qinghuangdao. Honorable mention: the Jieshou Waterfront Park Phase 1 to rejuvenate the urban waterfront ecology. Honorable mention: the picturesque landscape design of the storm water management system, reconstruction planning of Yinghulo Park. Heartiest congratulations to all our winners. Before we proceed with the rest of the awards, allow me to welcome Past President of IFLA Asia Pacific Region and the man behind the scenes for the awards. Please welcome Damien Tang. Now Damien, I understand that you were the IFLA Asia Pacific Region President who initiated the idea of the IFLA AAPME Awards back in 2018 in collaboration with IFLA Africa and the Middle East region. What inspired you to create such an award?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I recall back in 2017, Kerry, who was the IFLA Africa Region President, Kerry Duncan, and IFLA Middle East, Mohammed, we had the discussion to say that let's do something together, because I think as 3 regions, there are many things to share and also to grow the awareness of what the landscape architects do in our region. And even for the Asia Pacific region ourselves, we have 14 national associations, and and the kind of traditions, culture is so varied. And even at that point, there was also a concern that everyone looks at landscape architects as someone like gardeners and only doing planting. And we as landscape architects, we have a breadth and depth of knowledge across environmental design, and concern about climate change and biodiversity loss and so on. So we thought perhaps it's time that we create a new award that totally relook at how people perceive us as landscape architects. And that is the reason we thought, let's go with resilience by design, which is something that 3 of us agreed that, it's good to bring out this awareness about climate change. Where do we build the resilience? Where do we build it according to the categories where we talk about, heat resistance, flooding, extreme weathers, social health, and all these different areas. And this is how it actually came about. And I thought, that was the reason how that all started. And I'm glad that, with such a good collaboration between the 3 regions, we have grown this to an international level.
Now that the IFLA AAPME Award is a highly reputable international award for landscape architects on a global level, given the success of this award with the recognized nature of resilience by design, what is the vision you have for this award? And what can we look forward to in the next edition in 2022?
Well, I hope that this award become a platform for landscape architects to showcase and demonstrate their skills and capabilities to the world, that we are able to be part of the team, a strong team, to make things happen, particularly in the sense in the areas where resilience is concerned. Because when we talk about resilience, climate change environmental issues, social, community, health, and all these things requires an interdisciplinary team to make things happen and resolve. So I thought, I would hope that this award could embrace more projects across countries, across regions, and really look at this platform as a sharing platform for people to come together and let the whole world knows that landscape architects are here to really provide solutions in our best way we can. Well, talking about 2022, while I understand that this year is an unusual year where we face COVID-19, but I would also like to remind all of us that climate change is still a serious and ongoing issue that we have to address. Perhaps we could look at with the new normal and the innovation, how could we deal with challenges like climate change, rising sea level in a very different way and from a very different perspective. And perhaps that could also become a vision for not just myself but all the landscape architects to embrace challenges totally new ways and new dimension.
How would you encourage and inspire the next generation of landscape architects to prepare for the future and achieve these awards?
Well, first of all, I must say that we need to know our basics well. It's only with a good foundation that we can excel in other areas. Our profession is an evolving one, and it's creative, it's organic, and we also need to work with a lot of information, and we need to be collaborative. So I must say that we cannot rely on our own profession and only know our area of work, but we need to really keep an eye on other professions that we do together, like architects, engineers, and even the current affairs of things. And how our environment is changing, our climate is changing, is a very important signal and message to all of us that what we do, what we design is for the next generation. So for the next generation of the landscape architects, you might have to even think about your next generation of people and communities living in those places. So in order to give high standards in submissions, I would say that all of us have to be really focused in the categories we submit, and present your ideas, your narratives very well, your strategies very clearly, and make sure the whole presentation flow and be convincing, such that the jury who are not able to be there on site, able to get the idea of the solutions and the possibilities that you create for the project.
Thank you, Damien, for spending time with us and for your comments. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to hear the next category winners? Next category, Food Security and Production Systems. Outstanding Award, Thammasat University Rooftop Farm. Landscape Architect, Land Process. Client, Thammasat University. Judges Citation, for exemplary design that blends traditional principles of rice terraces into a modern setting masterfully, taking back people to an idyllic environment with great sensitivity and innovation. Excellence Awards. Networking the Landscape of Food in Yilan County, Taiwan. Landscape Architect, DA Vision Design, Michelle and Mikkel Landscape Architect. Client, Construction Office, New Taipei City Government. Next category, Heat, Islands and Fire Resistance. Excellence Award. Landscape Design for the first phase of Long Lake Ecological Park. Landscape Architect, Ecoland Planning and Design Corporation. Client, Qingdao Longhu Real Estate Development Company Limited. Honorable mentions, Heat Down Residence in Seoul, Art Rich Apartment. Honorable mention, Top View Microclimate Garden, Tianjin, China. Next category, Natural Disasters and Weather Extremes. Excellence Award. Nature-based solutions in response to extreme storms. The landscape belt of Xianglu Bay Beach, Zhuhai, Guangdong, China. Landscape Architect, Layout Planning Consultants Company Limited. Client, Gree Real Estate Company Limited. Honorable mentions, the Misty Road leading back to the mountain, reconstruction after the Typhoon Morakot disaster in decade. We strive to strengthen our industry and are happy to announce that we soon will be opening our digital community. Stay tuned for further developments. And with that, let's move on. Next category, Social and Community Health. Outstanding Award, CIFI Donut Kindergarten. Landscape Architect, Guangzhou SPI Design Company Limited. Client, CIFI Holdings Group Company Limited. Judges citation, for remarkable curation of experiences through an environment for children which encourages active play in a creative, imaginative and playful space. Excellence Award. Bree Valley School, Learning Through Play. Landscape Architect, Square One Landscape Architects. Excellence Award, Micro Garden Series 2015 to 2019, a sustainable regeneration for Shijia Hutong in Beijing, Old City, China. Landscape Architect, Xiao Lei Ho, CAFA, Weiguo, BFU. Client, Chaoyangmen Neighborhood Committee Office. Honorable mentions, a green window and urban living room, NTUA surroundings and Fuzhong 456 Plaza. Honorable mention, campus participatory rainwater garden with landscape concept. Honorable mention, community garden design and build of the old residential district's micro renewal, a project in Qinghe, Beijing, China. Honorable mention, Green Ridges, Tampines, growing resilient communities. Honorable mention, Highbox, the neighborhood park of Beijing, Shunyi. Honorable mention, IDEO O2. Honorable mention, linking campus and community with flowers. Design of the Rose Garden at Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Honorable mention, micro update of public space in Donghuamen Tranquil Traditional Community. Honorable mention, Natural Factory Garden, Nachu no Mori, Hokkaido, Japan. Honorable mention, Nature Native Nice, landscape design for Residence Community Park of Beiwu Village, Beijing, China. Honorable mention, Nature Play Garden at Hot Park, Singapore. Honorable mention, Public Toilet in Zuzai Village. Honorable mention, Sheep Team Public Art Landscape inspires a vibrant community. Honorable mention, Symbiosis with City, landscape renewal of Baijialo Village in Beijing. Honorable mention, Tea Room in Contemplative Garden, Chongqing. Honorable mention, the 50 Plan, revival of 50 abandoned spaces in Guangzhou. Honorable mention, Xiong'an Service Center, China. Next category, Wildlife, Biodiversity, Habitat Enhancement or Creation. Outstanding Award, Suzhou Wuqiu Wetland Park. Landscape Architect, Suzhou Institute of Landscape Architecture Design Company Limited. Client, Suzhou Administrative Bureau of Garden and Landscaping. Judges citation, for demonstrating outstanding design that features a green lung, which celebrates the biodiversity of the place and features green solutions while creating innovative design features. Excellence Awards, building habitats to boost urban biodiversity and enhance effort of the International Horticultural Exhibition 2019 Beijing. Landscape Architect, Beijing Tsinghua Tonghen Urban Planning and Design Institute. Client, China Research Center of Landscape Architectural Design and Planning. Excellence Award, Strategic Planning of the Taipei City Park and Green Space System. Case study of the restoration of the Yongchun-Pi Wetland Park. Landscape Architect, DA Vision Design, Michelle and Michael Landscape Architects. Client, Construction Office, New Taipei City Government. Honorable mentions, design of the Huron bird habitat and popular science recreation planning in Zhangdu Lake Water Forest, China. Honorable mention, ecologicalization strategy of Taipei City Parks. Honorable mention, engineering procurement construction, EPC, of landscape engineering for south bank of Minghu Lake in Wan City. Honorable mention, green home beside Huangshui River, Ping An Sing Wetland Park in Haitong, Qinghai Province. Honorable mention, Hampstead Wetlands Park, Singapore. Honorable mentions, hierarchical bridging, the first peninsula park, Yubei District, Zhaomu Mountain, Chongqing, China. Honorable mention, Kiet Hong Neighborhood 8, a celebration of a thematic and biodiverse landscape. Honorable mention, Nianhua Bay Wetland Restoration and Upgrade in Jiangsu of China. Honorable mention, Sanzhuhu Hydro Ecology Park, the reclamation of riverside ecosystem. Honorable mention, the Tianjin Vanke Residence. Honorable mention, Winton Wetlands Restoration Project. This completes all the awards for the AAPME 2020. Congratulations to all of you on your achievement and hard work. Please celebrate safely and send us your pictures to this email. And use hashtag IFLA-APR in your social media. We have put together a wonderful award catalog that will be sent in the next IFLA-APR newsletter and will be hosted on our website www.iflaapr.org. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for attending the virtual awards session. We congratulate you all with your awards and hope it inspires you to strive for new boundaries. From the IFLA APR studio here in Singapore, we hope to see you all again soon. Stay well, stay safe. Bye-bye.